Today, we're going to be diving into the power of decision making and taking ownership, basically owning your path to your transformation. The past, 19 days, not 18, we managed to somehow do day 16 twice. So this is actually day 19 of 21. So I hope everyone's well. We're going to get to the comments in just a few minutes. But basically, we're diving into something today that is going to change your life. You know, it's all good writing down goals and writing down gratitude and all of this kind of stuff. You know, that's probably 60% of it. However, you cannot achieve a goal without creating a plan, without having accountability, without actually taking action. And taking actions, you know, at least 40%. In fact, if not all of it. So basically, the truth is the only difference between dreams and reality is the power to decide and take action. That's the difference. You know, if you're setting goals, if you've got some of the best ideas written down, you know, they're only wishes. They're only wishful thinking if you don't take action. All right. So basically today, why is it important to take action now rather than waiting for the perfect time? That's really what I want to have a chat to you today about, because I think I was the world's worst at doing this. You know, I would wait for the right situation, for the right time, for the right weather, the right moment to apply what I know, to start taking small steps towards a goal. You know, waiting for New Year. Somebody said it yesterday. They're going to start now. I think it was Anne Louise who said yesterday, do you know what? Instead of waiting for New Year, let's get started. Let's just get started. And that is the most powerful thing you can do. We're going to do section 1 and then we'll get to the comments. So mindset. As we all know, the M stands for mindset. The decision. Now that's important. The decision to transform begins with your mind. Now, again, Googled this word earlier. Google it yourself. To decide something, right, is basically, in its simplest form, is a choice. Right? You're one decision away from a different life. Have a think about that. You're one decision away from a different life. Whether you take one path or you take another path. We pick up the donut or you pick up the apple. We go to the gym, you don't go to the gym. We invest in something or you don't. We start your own company or you don't. You're just one decision away from a completely different life. So basically, I seen a story yesterday, and apparently there's a documentary on this. It was about Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he basically dedicated at a young age that he decided that he was bored of, is it Austria? I'm sure he was from. Sorry if I got this wrong. Austria, and he decided he wanted to go to America. And the reason he wanted to become to America was because he wanted to be a famous bodybuilder and actor. Now, everyone thought he was crazy because he decided that at such a young age, right? However, he ended up doing the bodybuilding, and he was a huge success, as we all know. However, then he went to go into acting. Now, to go into acting, he got told from most of the agents that, like, there's no role on TV where you can look like this hench and get on. It says your accent's horrendous, and it says, and they're like, you're not the best looking person. So like, it's pointless coming to Hollywood. Absolute pointless. However, he never gave up. He went to acting classes. He went to get his speech. What's it called? It sounds like elocution lessons. He got all these things, and I never knew this until last night. And I saw this. I thought I'm going to mention this today because it all started with that one plane ticket. It all started with that one plane ticket to go to America. It started with that night school. It started with the acting classes. It started with the accent classes. Those are tiny steps that got him to where he is now. And I thought it was an incredible, after everything we've spoke about the past couple of weeks, and it's a story I never knew. So I'm glad I saw that last night to share with you. And basically, think of your mind as a garden, right? If you don't choose what to plant, you're going to end up getting weeds, which are negative thoughts. And do you know something as well? When you plant a positive thought or a negative thought, it grows. Does that make sense? So when you're planting stuff constantly in your head, these little negative thoughts, these are going to manifest into something a lot bigger in your life. However, you take that and have more critical thoughts, more intentional thoughts, even if you don't feel the best, just have intentional thoughts of being, you know, I am worthy, I am good, I am doing this, I am going to, you know, do you know what, I'm not going to go to the gym, but I tell you what, I'm going to get my 10,000 steps in. Be intentional. Be intentional. And a great little quote, once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. I know some of you don't believe this, however, this is my belief, that everything's energy. Everything. And you will get your standard. You're never going to get your goals. And that's why this identity project isn't, this isn't called the goal project. And there's a reason why it's not called the goal project. Is because you can write down as many goals as you want and, you know, have the motivation for 2 weeks and then we give up. We've all done it. The reason why I've called it the identity project is because you need to become that person that doesn't necessarily have the results at the moment, but you need to become the person to get the results. That makes sense. And when you start becoming that person, again, it's all to do with your reticular activating system. You'll start to see opportunities. You'll start to feel better. You'll start to feel opportunities. You'll start speaking differently. I think I'm making sense. So let's just quickly dive into some of the comments. Let's have a little look. Whoa. By the way, it's so strange. It doesn't come up on my phone now, but I can see them all here. Look at this. How you doing? So who have we got tuned in? How many have we got on? 16. We've got 16 on. I know, but I knew what you meant. No one noticed. We all as daft as you. Shut up, the net. Hard to believe it's 19. Time flies when you're focused and enjoying what you're doing. Carl Arnott, it's bonkers how you know, when it was like day 5, day 6, at the start you're like, this 21 days is never going to come. You know, that's the way kind of I thought at the start, because it was kind of hard work every day trying to get set up, making sure the lighting was good, making sure the sound was all right, making sure these were charged up, making sure, you know, and how many times have I changed this? However, day by day, slight improvements, even if it's 2-3%, slight improvements over 21 days is just night and day. You watch your first video compared to the last video, you'll see a whole difference. Afternoon, I'm packing for Tenerife on Friday. Well done, Nanette. Love it. Hi, Karen Rogan. Good to see you. Morning, the Mack Pack. Love it. Leslie White, good afternoon. Good to see you, Leslie. Heidi, Anne Louise, Claire Alexander. Claire, I got that message, by the way. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Liz Kelly, good to see you, Liz. Wow. Few tuned in this morning. Good morning, Frankie. I hope you're okay and well and warm. I said yesterday I quit smoking for 35 years. Yes, for health reasons, but I still went and had 2 heart attacks due to stress and worrying. Wow. When you hear him talk about this, it's quite funny. He is an amazing inspiration. When you hear him talk about this, it is quite funny. Liz, what's funny? I hope it's not funny. This all makes so much sense. Good, I'm glad. No more than 30 minutes. I'm on a lunch break. Right, Alex, we'll make this less than 30 minutes because I've got an ADHD meeting at 1:45. I've looked forward to every day and it's really made me think. I can get you up, but no sound. Can everyone hear me? Kim, I don't know. Somehow, I don't know, Kim. I really don't know what you're doing. Maybe turn your volume up on your laptop, or you've maybe muted YouTube. I don't know. Yes, Arnold. Yes, like the story about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Right. So section 2. Cafe Noble, good to see you, Cafe. I should be packing for Tenerife, Nanette, rather than procrastinating. Jenny, you're not procrastinating. This is valuable information. So, section 2, accountability, owning your choices, embracing the consequences. Now, accountability isn't just about holding you responsible. It's about owning your choices and outcomes. And by the way, that buzzers went again. Every single time I come on here, there's somebody at the door. So do you know what? We're going to do it again. We're going to go to the door because things happen. Things happen. Hello? Yeah. Every single time. But do you know what? We keep smiling. We keep smiling. All right, bud. Yeah, cheers, mate. Nice one. Cheers. It's life. Happens. So, where was I? Accountability isn't just holding your responsibility. Yes, it's about owning your choices and outcomes. So, when I said to you the other day, it's all about, for me anyway, what impacts me is the people who I surround myself with and the environment I'm in. Those are the two main things that really keep me focused. There's a lot of people that, what have you been buying now? It's nothing to do with me, it's my mum. For me, environment and the people that I surround myself with. Now, when you surround yourself with people, if you find yourself, having the same conversations, gossiping, you might love the person to bits, but honestly, get away from them. And you'll feel that. Do you ever sit over a coffee or have lunch with somebody, and after it, you're just like, do you know what? I can't be bothered with this. I've done it. Like, how many times have you went to speak to somebody and you're just like, do you know what? I've had enough of this gossiping. Like, you want to be involved in conversations that are going to push you forward, that are going to, create ideas. That makes sense? Well, great. I can hear you now. Well done, Kim. Brilliant. Superb. Oh, we've got Helen Collins that's on. What are you saying, Helen? Let's have a look. Hi. Hi, all. Sat at work trying to secretly listen. Love it. You and your mum keep buying Amazon business. I love it. So yeah, I think the reason for today is there's going to be a lot of information that's been happening the past couple of weeks. And I think after the 21 days, what I'm scared is going to happen is we go back to the old habits, right? Which is going to happen. It probably will happen. So to set yourself up to win, one thing I would do instantly is to find somebody who you think can help you, right? Whether it's somebody on the internet or somebody in your real life, or follow that person to keep getting that tiny bit of inspiration every single day, right? Try and find somebody that's going to keep you accountable, right? Well, you've already got a community. We've created a page. I'm in the process of making a plan, a serious plan about doing this, because like this is amazing. However, you know what I'm like. My brain ticks and ticks and ticks and thinks and thinks. Like, imagine like having actual events like this, like the one that I went to in Tenerife with that Peter Sage. Imagine having that on a big screen. There's 3, 4, 5, 600 people in a room. 3-day event, or how, not obviously this year or whatever, or next year, eventually 2-3 years down the line, once we start to build a community, like-minded people. And by the way, I heard this quote today, like, you are the youngest you'll ever be at this moment. So when people say, oh, it's too late, or when people say I should have started 10 years ago, do you know what? You probably should have, but do you know when the next best time to start is? Now. Right now. That is when the best time to start is, because you're the youngest you'll ever be. I'm the youngest I'm ever going to be. And some of you who are going through stuff just now, and like, this is the healthiest you'll ever be. So while you can, let's get started. And that's a hard truth, but it is. It's life. That's life. And I had in my head the past couple of weeks, imagine I could combine singing events with these kind of events. I think that honestly one day that's going to happen. I can see it so clearly. And again, it's about visualizing, because now I can see it. It's in my head now. It's in my reticular activating system. And I've actually started to visualize it the past week or so. And I think it would be unbelievable to combine the both eventually. Not just a show and not just this. Let's combine the both. I think, have guest speakers, have guest entertainers, 3-day event. I think, honest, or 2-day, or 1-day, whatever it is, kickstarting you, then having something set up to keep you accountable each month, maybe a Zoom call a week, or maybe, having a WhatsApp group, having a buddy partner. Everything that you guys have suggested, I've took into consideration. I thought, do you know what, this could work. This really could be something, but again, it cannot be open to everyone. It's got to be people that are committed to themselves. That is it. We can't have people in there that are, I hate swearing, but half-arsing it, because that's just going to ruin the whole thing. So I'm going to try and work out a way to just get the committed people in. Exactly why I'm here. I'm 68 tomorrow. Yes! Leslie, are you 68 tomorrow? Send me your address. I'm going to send you one of these. Happy birthday. I have a very dear friend who tells me the same story over and over. I say, oh yes, I remember. Oh yes, I remember to say that, but she still does it. Yet I've actually taken a migraine when I've been with her. Leslie, we've all got them. We've all got these people. However, I think maybe too much, but I think I've become an expert at just like slowly sliding away from people who do not serve me. And you need to be selfish. That's the hard truth. You need to be selfish because, again, you've got one shot at this. You want to be surrounded by people who you actually look forward to speaking to, who actually give you ideas, who help you. You don't want to be surrounded by people that are like, oh, just have that one drink or just have that cigarette. Forget them, man. They've not got your best interest at heart. That's the truth. I've got some very good people in my life that, you know, if I was with them, they're like, nah, let's have a game of pool instead of going out, or because they know some habits don't serve me. That makes sense. So they probably know me better than me at times, and that's the kind of people who you do want to grow with, and especially like a partner or whatever. You know, I know a lot of people who are with partners who are actually not beneficial for them, and I don't understand why you would stay. Like for me, like I'm not an expert at this. Obviously, I've not had a girlfriend for more than a year. However, there's been a reason, because if they don't make you fully happy, and by the way, that I've just contradicted myself, because I've always believed, and I know this for a fact, your partner's job is not to make you happy. It's your own job to make yourself happy. It's their own job to make themselves happy, and then it just works together. You can't rely on somebody else making you happy. It comes with inside. It's not their responsibility to make you happy. It's yours. So I've been in situations where it's like, you know, they're relying too much on myself to make them happy, when I've always loved somebody with purpose. You know, I love people having their own vision, having their own mindset, having their own, you know, trying to help others, lifting people up. So that's what I find attractive, because I see that myself. So whatever you see in yourself, believe it or not, is a mirror of what you want your partner to be like. And I know they say opposites attract, which is kind of true in some respects. However, if you keep, you know, getting in these situations where it's like, you know, seeing people for 6 months or a year or whatever, it's maybe take a step back and look at yourself and think, well, is it me that's maybe projecting some of my beliefs onto them? Is it me that's maybe projecting some of the things that I'm insecure about onto them? Because I've done it myself. And that's how kind of I got that experience where it's like, I need to become that person to attract the person that I want. You cannot attract somebody or attract an opportunity or attract a job or that doesn't align with your identity. It's impossible. You cannot exceed your identity, which is why it's so important for you to, and what I mean by identity is the person who you are. And that can be changed. Like they say to you, leopards can't change your spots. How many people have heard that? Leopards can't change your spots. Well, lucky I'm not a bloody leopard. I'm a human being. And being is most important. I'm not a human doing, you know. I'm not a human going to do it at some point. I'm a human being. So you want to start being the person you want to be. That makes sense. Well, when I get something in my mind, I get it visualized in my head. Caroline, 100%. You need to be selfish to become selfless. Boom. Get rid of this negative people. You absolutely deserve no purpose yet. Definitely. And by the way, some of these things that I say, like, they might sting a little bit for some of you, because it's like, do you know what? Maybe that is me a little bit. Be honest with yourself. And I think that's where I can speak about this kind of stuff, because it's like I'm quite open and honest with myself. I was doing that ADHD meeting last night, as in editing it, and some of the stuff I thought, I can't release this. Like, this is not embarrassing, but it's quite vulnerable. And it's like, do you know what? I'm just going to have to. I can't come on here and try and help people if I'm not being totally honest with you guys. And in return, I hope that reflects, and I hope you feel safe enough to be honest in this community, or be honest with me, or more importantly, forget that. Be honest with yourself. You don't have to share absolutely everything on here, or to me, or to anyone. But do me one favour, just be honest with yourself. Am I happy in this relationship? 70%, 60%, 50%. I know people that are in relationships that are happy at 20%. Why would you? Like, why? Why not take a chance of living the other 80%? Because what happens over time is you get comfortable. You get used to being with that person. I've seen it so many times where you're just, you know what? You know, I've settled down. And I hate that word. Why would you want to settle? Like for me, like, I want exceptional. I want it exceptional down, you know? I don't want to settle down. I'm just going to settle for this place and that place. You know, it's not really what I want, but you know, it's safe. I'm safe. I've been used to it for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I mean, it's not something I can really speak about. However, I feel like that is my belief, and that's why I've always kind of stuck to my guns. I don't think I've ever really met a person where, well, I think I have. However, I don't think, you know, situations can be different at times. Situations can get in the way, which is fine. Timings could be all wrong, which is fine. However, if you find yourself in a situation where you think, do you know what, I actually might prefer that life, like, give it a chance. That's my advice. And I don't want messages tonight saying, by the way, I've just filed for a divorce. That's not what I'm saying. You need to be honest with yourself. Because what's going to happen is you're not going to be happy with yourself, and you're just going to start blaming other people. You're just going to start, you know, blaming people at work, not even for anything, just ridiculous stuff, and you'll turn bitter. And I've done it so many times, which is why I can kind of understand that. Frankie's noticed our announcement. Oh no, what's that? What's the announcement? Callan Stewart, we can have t-shirts made Mack Pack on tour 2027 with Frankie Mack. You've got to bring the best out in each other, not hold each other back. Helen, 100%. Liz Kelly, Frankie, I've tuned in every day, and although I've not said much, I've been inspired by the discussions and thoughts shared by everyone. Thank you to everyone, especially your good self. Liz, absolutely love that. And by the way, sometimes you have to go a bit deep with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Like, even when I was playing snooker, I played that for many years at a high standard. And there was a point where I thought, I'm not getting this. I'm not getting this. And I couldn't put my finger on it. However, I seen people who were at the same level as me naturally progressing, effortlessly. However, I really had to work hard to get better. I really had to try and grind and grit. And I was like, I'm bored of this gritting. Why is this not coming naturally? And I had to have a serious conversation with myself. Like, I played this game for 10 years, getting coached every single week. Parents invested a lot of money in me, a lot of money in the snooker. And to have that conversation with myself to say, I want to give this up, was a hard conversation that I probably had with myself for over a year before I decided. Because I felt like I was going to let everyone down. I felt like I was going to let my coach down, let my dad down, let my mum down, let my family down, let myself down. Yeah. So, and by the way, I've never said that out loud. However, everything happens for a reason. You're at this point in life. And by the way, if you're not happy with where you are in life, or you are happy where you are in life, that's nobody's fault but yours. Because all your decisions and choices have led to this moment right now. Like, that's a fact. So if there's something that's you're unhappy with or you're very happy with, that's your fault. Like, if I fail, that's my fault. If I win, that's my fault. That makes sense. Take accountability. Take responsibility for everything that you do. It's nobody else's fault what happens. You can only control what you can control. And I've spent many years trying to control outcomes and results and control, maybe even people. Like, I think the greatest business people or entrepreneurs or, solopreneurs or whatever you want to call it are control freaks. Like, I'm a control freak, 1,000,000%. I need to know, what time we're going on. I need, at assembly rooms, I need to know what time the sound check is. Like, bang on, right, 3 o'clock, we're there. What time are the dancers coming at? Right, 3:30, bang on. And I need to know that in my head. However, that creates some sort of structure, which helps in some respects, but when it's like in relationships or when it's, that's probably one of my downfalls. It's like, I notice things and things have to be a certain way and I've got expectations that are, and that's something I need to work on. What's this? Leslie, Cafe Nova, well said, Liz, you're smashing it. Cafe, that's 2 days in a row you've said the word smashing. Loving it. Stephanie Williams, so true, Frankie. Letting go of a person who's not for you is the best thing you can do. It is the hardest. It is. I've done it with a family member as well. And that's family. Like, that was a difficult decision for me to do, but it was just negativity constantly. And it was actually doing my boxing. Like, honestly. Right time, right place, you'll find that right special person. And by the way, see if you don't force a situation. See if you don't actually, if you just let things happen. Write down what is it you want, write down when you want it, and then just sit back and let whatever happen. That makes sense. Life has its setback which impact our emotions, register failure, but how we can move forward. Yeah, totally get that. Right, we're going to do a couple of more things before we pack up because I've got a meeting at 1:45. Community, pretty obvious. Finding power in collective decision making. Yeah, that's fairly straightforward. Decision making is often more powerful when shared. We all know that. We've got that for the past few weeks. Engaging with a community isn't about giving up control. It's about gathering support and insights. So I've actually learned some stuff from the comments over the past few weeks. And I'm sure there's been many people where I've said something and someone's wrote something and it's actually helped one of you that are watching. So it's I think that is generally one of the most important things is community. Because I think if you have a great community, right, I think accountability, mindset, and knowing why can come a bit later. I don't think you need all 4 of them at the start, but 4 of them are the recipe to create a new identity. However, if you get in a nice community, surround yourself with good people, great environment, I think that's half the battle. Then you'll see automatically a shift in your mindset by being surrounded by these comments and people and insights every single day. You're surrounded by it, your mindset changes, and then you're thinking, you know what? I want to start being accountable. Accountability will kick in. You'll start getting a buddy up with someone. There's been so many people who I've met on here who've messaged me and say, by the way, I'm starting to message this person, and then the knowing why, well, I think you already know why you're doing something. You know you want a change. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching these videos. So I think it all ties in. Now, an African proverb. I shared one the other night and it was a belter. I loved it. So I was Googling another African proverb last night. And it says, if you want to go fast, go alone. However, if you want to go far, go together. Which is incredible because it rung true to me because I'm always quite high tempo, quite fast, quite, I've not got time to I'm just million mile an hour. But I am always alone. But when you want to go far, go together. Now, this hasn't been easy. Tuning in hasn't been easy. You know, all these things haven't been easy, but we've done it. And look how far we've came in the space of what? Just under 3 weeks? The mindset shifts. The people who have made a community, made friends. That's only less than 3 weeks of your life. And some of these friendships or relationships or whoever might actually progress into other stuff. Does that make sense? So basically, that was the whole point of today is really think about not just writing the goals, not just doing stuff like that. Be intentional. Really, really put your mind to it and say, do you know what? I'm going to take this by the scruff of the neck because this is the youngest I'm ever going to be. There's opportunities that I wish I'd done when I was younger, but I tell you what, I'm the youngest I'm ever going to be now, so I'm going to do it. And don't wait till New Year. I know I keep saying that, however, people use that as an excuse. We're going to wait till New Year. New Year's resolution. New year, new me. Start today. Whatever it is, start today. And that's really it. You just need to decide. You're one decision away from a different life. So, before we wrap up, let's read some of the comments. I love the thought of a Mack trip to Lanzarote. T-shirts and all. By the way, why Lanzarote? I love that. I used to work in Lanzarote. Majority of us have all met each other too. Yep. Love that. Community is the main ingredient for the Frankie and Mack project. Yep. I think accidentally, that's been a huge part of my whole journey. Is community. I think that's been a huge part of it. In fact, I know it has. It's a must to surround yourself with like-minded people. If you want to get sober, drink. Yeah, totally agree with you. Totally agree. Right, guys, before you end this YouTube, say, share, like, and subscribe. Turn on notification bell. Alex, I love it. So, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, please like the video, share the video, and hit the little notification so you get a notification when I sign on. Cheers, Alex. I appreciate it. Right, guys, we're going to sign off. It's been an absolute pleasure. Tomorrow's day 20, the second last day, the penultimate day. And Leslie, I'm from Glasgow. We need a Mack Pack badge. Love it. I tell you what, Cafe, leave it with me. I'll get something sorted. Caroline, cheers for today, guys. All the best, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.